Blizzard brought back the loot boxes and players are extremely happy. Well, most of them. Let's have a look. Yesterday I made a video on all of the content for Season 15 and how all of these new systems work, including loot boxes. But loot boxes is actually not a new system. They were already part of the monetization system back in Overwatch 1. You earned them through leveling, or there were rewards that were tied into events, queues, all that kind of stuff. Besides that, you could also buy them, allowing you to gamble your way through all of the skins. In this new loot box era, you cannot buy them. For now at least. If that should change at some point, I might be out of a job. But for now you get them through completing challenges, 3 every single week by finishing 27 games, and wins count double. And just for Season 15 you can get an extra 10 loot boxes every single week by winning 15 games. But that is a Season 15 exclusive, so don't get too used to that. However, there might be more events in the future that will include loot boxes. On top of that, there are 3 legendary loot boxes in the Battle Pass. 1 on the free track and the 2 extra on the premium track. Unless you live in Belgium, like I do. They removed them in Belgium. We got this guy to thank for that. He's a politician for the Catholic Party and he was the Minister of Economics back in 2018. He looks like he hasn't had fun in a really long time. Anyways, my point being that there are very different ways of getting the loot boxes right now. However, the difference that stood out the most for me, compared to the Overwatch 1 era, is how transparent they're being with everything about these loot boxes. Not just the drop rates, but also everything that is actually in the loot boxes. How much of all that stuff you already own, and what the status is of all these catch-up mechanics. See, if you go to the loot box screen and you press F1, you get a whole overview, which is really impressive. It is so detailed. I knew, for instance, that all of the shop skins, except for the ones for this season, would be in the loot boxes. But I didn't expect the hardlight weapons to be in there, or any of the legendary weapon skins. Yet they are. That was a bit of a surprise. Now, the collab cosmetics are not in the loot boxes, for legal reasons that I explained in the previous video. And Battle Pass items aren't included either. But other than that, any cosmetic of a legendary level or below that has been in the game in the last 10 years is in the loot boxes. That is a lot. Look, as I said before, prices for the skins in all of these live service games are ridiculous. That is still my opinion. And that includes Overwatch. But at this point, they are as close to giving us everything for free as they can go. Now, I know that some people are really opposed to these gambling mechanics. And personally, I'm not a fan either. I also think that loot boxes are a flawed system. Since the more items are in the loot box system, the smaller the chance is that you're going to pull something out that you really like. It is statistics, but it seems that the bigger part of the community wanted loot boxes back. I've seen video after video of people opening the loot boxes since yesterday, getting really excited about the content, reveling in the chance of getting something that they've wanted for seasons now. And you know what? As long as they're free, alright. That all being said, I do expect people to start complaining about the content of the loot boxes and them not getting what they want pretty soon. I think that is a given. It's not even going to take that long. But that is the reason that Blizzard made that detailed page. Or at least that is one of the reasons. They are prepared. And no matter how you look at it, they're also being very generous. Because on top of the return of loot boxes, something that not a lot of people have noticed because of the loot boxes, is that they currently have 3 bundles in the shop. That include 2 epics, 1 legendary, and 500 Overwatch coins for $5. That is cheap. It's almost like the skins are free. And they've been doing more of these really cheap bundles lately. So I'm starting to think that this might be a recurring theme at this point. And that is on top of Maximilian's Vault that will be returning every single season. And you can still earn premium currency in the Battle Pass. I don't know, guys. Look, everybody is entitled to their opinion. And like I said, I myself am very critical in the way that all of these live service games monetize their product. I have pointed out issues with the way that Overwatch monetizes their product. But I also can't deny that Blizzard has been putting a lot of effort in trying to meet the demands of the bigger part of this community on this topic, while still trying to make some money. Because, yeah, making a live service game is very expensive. And they are, in the end, still running a business. It's not a charity. That is the system that we live in. Just to say that for now, I have a really difficult time getting upset about this, even if I don't care too much about these cosmetics anymore personally. Now, while we're talking about complaints, I saw some people express their disappointment with the animation of the loot boxes because it no longer shows the 4 items standing next to each other like we saw in Overwatch 1, but rather just a kind of dry list of all the items that are in the loot box, which I think is a reasonable piece of feedback. However, it turns out that this is just a temporary animation. I got that little bit of exclusive info during my stream. Oh, and I also saw a lot of questions on how they're going to be dealing with duplicates. In theory, you cannot get a duplicate. But Gavin Winter explained during my stream last week, when I was at Blizzard Campus, that for the people that already own everything, they will start building towards a bonus loot box. Now, Proto over on Twitter is one of those people, and he was nice enough to share this little video of how that actually works and what that looks like in case it happens. I'll leave a link to Proto's Twitter below. Give him a follow. Now, some people commented on that video that this is kind of weird because all of the loot boxes are supposed to be opened at the end of the season. But I would imagine that these extra ones are flagged and that they will be excluded from this automatic opening. Right? Gavin? If you're watching this, thank you. But anyways, tell me, how happy are you with the return of the loot boxes? And what is the best item you got out of one of those loot boxes up to now? Let me know in the comments. For now, however, that was it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It always helps me out. I also want to thank my patrons. I could not make these videos without you guys. You too can become part of the family over on patreon.com/theomnicpost. If you have a few minutes left, maybe check out one of my other videos and make sure to subscribe. But above all, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye bye.